Have you ever worried about somebody stealing from your camera bag whilst out shooting? It's a real problem with the modern day camera equipment being quite expensive but also very accessible. Stay tuned and I'll run through some tips on how to help prevent it. On a recent trip, I actually had somebody try to steal from my Billingham camera bag. Now this got me thinking about what are some good and bad ways to stop camera theft from happening. Now one advantage of a Billingham camera bag is it doesn't actually look that much like a camera bag. I personally think that the Low Pro and some of other bags scream I'm a camera bag. That's always been a bad thing for trying to avoid theft. What they tried to do on my camera bag is they actually tried to undo the buckles rather than just pulling down the access points to the Billingham bag. So this brings up 2 points. One is try to have a bag that it's not blatantly obvious how to get into it and also easy to open. Zippers are noisy, Velcros are noisy. They can actually be a good thing in this case. The Billingham bags are very easy to open, but it would seem not that blatantly obvious to a would-be thief. So when selecting a bag, just put a bit of thought into not just how you'll get into it, but how somebody else might get into it. A lot of bags now are getting designed with this in mind. If you check out my recent review of the Peak Designs Everyday Messenger linked up here, it'll show you they're designing clasps to help prevent against people being able to access the bag when you don't want them to access the bag. One of the more common styles of camera bags is the camera backpack. Now, yet again, the same rules apply. Don't pick one that screams I'm a camera bag, and also think about how it's accessible. A lot of the backpacks now actually open up from the back section, so you actually have to take the backpack off to get to the camera. Whilst this is awfully inaccessible for yourself, it makes it inaccessible for the thief. Some of other bags, it's really easy to open them up and everything is displayed there. I personally have a bag which even works itself open and everything's just sort of hanging out, and it would be easy just to grab stuff. So if you're using these bags for travel to heavily populated areas, just think carefully whether that's the bag for you, or even try to do things like put ties around the opening so it's harder to get to. The other seemingly obvious tip, but me myself, I am guilty of not always doing it, is always do up your bag. If I had my bag half done up like it is here, it leaves two things. One, a hand could easily slip into it, and B, it's actually showing people how it opens. So always do up your bag just to make sure that it's secure. Now, as I mentioned, somebody tried to steal from my Billingham bag whilst I was wearing it like this. Once I discovered this, I started actually wearing the bag like this. It made it a lot harder for somebody to get to it because they had to approach me front on, and it had the nice added side benefit of making it really easy for me to get the stuff in the bag. There was two minor disadvantages. One very minor one was it looked a bit daggy walking around, but I will take looking daggy over losing half of my camera gear any day. The other disadvantage was it did seem to put a little bit more strain on my back and shoulders, but it was definitely manageable, especially for a smaller bag like this. Obviously you can't carry every bag like this, but if you're in a crowded zone and you can have your bag in front of you, it's not a bad idea. And my last tip would be, when you're sitting down having lunch, a coffee or a break, drape the shoulder strap over your knee or sit it on a chair in your field of view so you can always have a visual on it. Don't just sit it on the ground. It's too easy to either forget it or somebody might take it when you're not looking. Always either be touching or looking at the bag. That's it for this video. If you've got any more suggestions on how to help prevent against thieves or pickpockets, please leave a comment below. If you got something out of this video, please give me a like, hit subscribe to stay updated, and until next time, Jeffrey out.